welcome to another robot adventures adventure. You can hear my PC fans going off in the background. So yeah, I don't have a script, and I'm here in Japan. This is March 19th, 2020. And I wanted to talk about put some entertainment out there for the people who are entertained. For the people who are at home, because we have this situation. I don't know what I'm going to say, but yeah. As far as the political situation goes, we've got a candidate on the Democratic side who is progressive. He is for change. He is for moving the status quo, the situation, the establishment. He's for changing that. And we have Biden, who is wanting to go back to the status quo. He'll cut Social Security. A weak candidate. But it's like you can't change the mind. It's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, or you're trying to speak to ill-informed, set in their ways, elderly people. The people who actually go out and vote, versus the apathetic, younger voters who don't go out and vote, and it's like, we're going to go out to Florida on spring break and fuck Corona and stuff like that. Okay. So you facepalm a little bit, and it says like, okay. And I don't know if it's going to be another 4 years of stupidity, but there's got to be some time when the people actually say, "Oh, we're dumb as fuck. We should probably be educated," and say, "Oh, we are voting against our self-interest." I don't know when that's going to be. Like, no, you want to vote for Joe Biden, who's going to veto Medicare for all in this Corona epidemic? That's what you want to do? Oh no, but it's the elderly, so they don't know what the fuck to do. And I'm like, okay. You sigh, and you facepalm, and you think, well, that's the level of intellect in America. And you see on talk shows where they go out into the streets. So they, hey, can you name a country? And I said, oh, I don't know what a country is. I don't know what a continent is. I don't know anything about anything. That's the level of intellect that I guess the random person on the street has. You know, I don't know if they cut it, but yeah. It's fucking sad. And it's sad. So, you know, I was watching Moana today, and the Pixar movie, and that movie is about, what is that movie about? Do you like Moana? Is that a good movie? Oh, hell yeah, I like Moana. That's nice songs and stuff like that. That movie is about change. That movie is about progress. Do not be stationary. Do not be the conservative, stay on your island and do nothing. Never deviate from that. That status, that situation led to death. And people had to move. The people had to go, progress, go to new islands, discover new things, get away from the status quo. That whole story was about movement and change and discovering new things. But you got a lot of people who just want to do nothing. It's like, no. The situation you're in right now. The situation you're in right now. That's the good situation. That's a good situation right now. Where you're paying fucking shitloads of money just trying to survive. And then going into debt. Because there's no Medicare for all. That situation, that's a good situation. That's a good situation. That's, if you like that situation, that's Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden. You want to keep that situation like, oh, no. Pharmaceutical companies, charge us to whatever the fuck you want. Insurance companies, just fucking take our house, take everything we've earned. I'm gonna die. Yeah. It's all going back to the. We're going bankrupt in debt. That's the situation you want. That's Joe Biden. That's Donald Trump. But if you want to change, if you want to progress, if you want to move forward instead of moving backwards, Joe Biden is a regressive candidate. He is regressive. He is going backwards. Trump is establishment all the way. He wants to keep it the way it is, where you're getting fucked. And Biden is going, oh yeah, we want to bring it back. You're still gonna get fucked. But he's not moving forward. He's not making things better. He's going back to pre-Obama. That pre-Obama way of life, which was better than Trump, maybe, but it's still not moving forward. And Bernie, he's progressive. He is progressive. He's progressing. He is going to change the system, so it's an issue of whether, and I think he I don't know how many people actually watch the debate. And I don't know how the mass media in the U.S. is just all corona. Biden was for cutting Social Security and the entitlements. And Bernie pointed it out and said, hey, just go to YouTube. Just go look at his videos of him on the floor saying over and over, I didn't want to cut entitlements one time or two times, three times, multiple times. He wanted to cut Social Security. But it's like, the over 65 people who are mostly Biden supporters have to go online and check the internet and see him wanting to cut Social Security. That's a difficult thing. It's like, hey, if you know anyone over 65 and they're politically active, you should inform them and say, look at this video. This is Joe Biden. And now we have the new repeat of 2008 bailouts. It's like, the airline companies needs money, and all of the big industries, oil and stuff like that, they need money. But small businesses and like restaurants and stuff like that, they don't need money. All those people laid off because the restaurants closing, because all this stuff, the scare, they're not in the the top branch. So what are they gonna get? If you give a fuck about America, if you give a fuck about the future, if you give a fuck about setting things straight, if you give a fuck about anything in your if you've thought about what's going to happen in the future, then it is Bernie Sanders. He is the one who's going to set things straight. But it's a balance between brainwashing and being informed, and how much effort you want to be informed, how much effort you want to put into educating yourself. If you want to remain stupid and a dumbass, well, then you're just gonna say, oh yeah, I don't know, Biden, yeah, he was Obama's vice president, yeah, fuck it. And also it's a situation where friends of people, how much effort do they want to put into educating their voting friends? And yeah, that's a lot of effort. That's where it's like, okay, well, my grandmother's a dumbass, she's gonna go vote Biden, okay. And it's just, maybe your grandmother's a great, nice person, but she doesn't have the facts, and she's like, oh well, this is what I think, and blah blah. Okay, well, you're just ill-informed, and yeah. So that's the situation, and it's sad. The mass media is just all, they're not gonna run the videos on Biden calling for cuts in Social Security. They're not gonna call him out on lying about Mandela. They're not gonna call him out on opposing school busing. They're not gonna call him out on the the bailouts, or you know, not allowing students to clear their debts. They're not going to call them out on anything. They're like, oh yeah, Joe Biden. So you're not going to hear hit stories on Joe Biden because the mass media is profiting from the establishment, and Joe Biden is the establishment, so they're going to keep it the way it is. They're not going to, bite the hand that feeds them. So that's the situation, and it's sad, but I just wanted to talk about that. Hopefully, if you have any family members or something like that, and if any of this seeps through, maybe you can help your family members. Like, okay, these are some easy to prove points. Joe Biden's vote history is poor. You just have to Google that, and if you're young enough, then you know how to Google that, and you're just like, okay, this guy is a piece of shit. And if that helps you, swing one vote, whether that's one vote towards sanity, and yeah, you can feel morally righteous because you did what was correct. The rest of America may be dumb as fuck, but you know that you are correct. It's like, I did the right thing. You did the right thing. You helped other people do the right thing. And the rest of America, well, maybe you couldn't, your individual self couldn't surpass the volume of corporate establishment, mass media, indoctrination, brainwashing. But you yourself did what you could, and you can live with yourself that way. And me, I'm making this video just to live with myself, and not saying that, hey, I didn't speak out against Biden and the corporate establishment. I pointed out the truth. I said what was right. Biden is weak. Trump is dumb as fuck, but he's got his machine. And yeah, I think the world, every other place other than the US thinks that having the US healthcare system is a stupid ass piece of fucking dumbassness. They're like, why? Everywhere else we have, government healthcare, but no, the US is bought and paid for by the pharmaceutical industry. So, and the military industrial complex. Wow, you really need to spend that much money on war? Wow, really? Okay. So it's kind of like, okay, the world and everyone else in the world views America as like, oh, you guys are a bunch of dumbasses. And Americans are like, oh, fuck the world. Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping that, I'm hoping against, the odds that people will enlighten themselves or get informed. But I'm hoping, and even if my hope is dashed, like, well, America is full of dumbass old fucking people that don't want to, just stupid people. Well, that's what it is, and that's what it is. That's what it is, and just gotta hope that eventually in the future, the majority of Bernie Sanders supporters are under the age of like 35 up to 45, but yeah, they're the future, and eventually in the future, all the old people who are caught in their ways, set in their ways, they're gonna pass away, and then it's gonna be like okay, now it's time to change. But unfortunately, maybe that's not now, and I'm hoping it is soon. But yeah, that's what we got. So that was a little bit depressing, but some on the good side. Japan here. The toilet paper crisis is over, and yeah, I think we're getting through it. So maybe in about a month or two, the U.S. will get through it, and then we'll be through it, and then we'll go back to things as somewhat usual. But it's gonna be impactful on the political arguments of what to do in the Corona COVID-20. What's next year's virus going to be? And are we going to establish some kind of federal system for that? So we're going to see a little bit of that, I think. Things have to change. And when things change, that's progress. And if you want to go to someone who doesn't want change, that's a regressive policy. That has to be simple to understand. But it's like, oh, I want things to go back to the way. Yeah. Things can't go back to the way they were, because the world changes. There's always changes. There is time. The thing is called time, and time moves forward. Time doesn't move backwards. You have to change. Yeah. And you have to deal with the people that don't want change, and it's like, okay, dude, we have to be, proactive. We can't just be reactive. But yeah, it's dealing with those kind of people. So, all right, guys. I wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted to state my position and put it out there. So, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, masks are starting to show up back here in Japan. So, I bought a mask like a couple weeks ago. I had some already, but yeah, just doing the quarantine stuff and just not trying to go outside too much. So, but all right, guys, take care. Kanpai and bye bye.